Okay, Lady, what is this?
Hello, we're back and better than ever. Although we enjoyed having you and Pedro post last week's show and tell. It's me again, Lady Ada, the engineer here with Mr. Lady Ada here at the Adafruit factory in downtown Manhattan, where we do all of our design, test, code, manufacturing, engineering, shipping, support, marketing, all that other good stuff that you know and love from Adafruit. But next half hour is your time to shine. We're going to be hearing from makers and crafters, 3D printers in the community, and what they're up to. Kick it off with some Adafruit peeps, and then we'll see what other people have done in the last week. So, Scott, why don't you kick it off?
Hello. First, I want to say Alpha 4 of CircuitPython 3.0, I released it yesterday. Has a bunch of fixes in it, and I wanted to thank Jeff Epler in particular for all of the crash fixes, which are super helpful. They weren't super common, but they're really good to get fixed. And then I'm working on audio stuff, but it's not quite ready. It doesn't actually work. So I thought one thing that I'm trying to do in my spare time has to do with this.
That's that new Nintendo Switch.
No, not quite. The Sega Game Gear. This one was made in 1995, I think. So that gives you an idea of its age. And I got some capacitors in the mail from DigiKey today because these were notorious for the capacitors dying on them. And by dying, I mean like leaking gunk out everywhere. And I don't actually know if it works or anything. But the reason I'm doing this is I actually want to run CircuitPython in this, not on it, but in it. Because these old consoles, all the way they work is that the code just is stored on the cartridge. Now, if we put a CircuitPython running microcontroller in here and have it generate the code dynamically, we can basically program these with CircuitPython. And I have a Game Boy as well that I'm going to do too. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome. It's kind of tricky because they are a few megahertz, so you don't have a whole lot of time to produce stuff, but it's something that's new for me because it's a lot of parallel lines. It's all GPIO. It won't be any peripherals or anything.
All right. Well,
that's cool.
We look forward to that.
CircuitPython is a new Linux because you won't always have to install Linux on everything. Now it's like, oh, can you run CircuitPython?
Can you run Linux?
Right, and it's so easy to use that like for these things where the processors are kind of obscure, they make it it should make it way more accessible.
Okay. Well, happy 3.0 Alpha Day.
Yay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, next up, Noah and Pedro.
Hey, what's up, guys? This week we took a cheap trampoline and we put some neopixels on it. And when you jump on it, it changes different colors. It's got some cool, nice animations that Kattni wrote. And CircuitPython, of course. So it's running off an itsy bitsy board. Again, it's using a sort of a simple vibration sensor. It works for, it works as a lot of different things. So I'm hoping people come up with some cool creative projects. You ever heard of those like gongs for like salespeople that like ring the gong when like make a sale?
Oh yeah.
We're kind of gonna do that. You got to hit it harder, Pedro. There you go.
Someone just bought something.
Someone
just bought something in the Adafruit store. You could do that every time someone places an order. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. So check out the learning system, and 3D Hangouts was earlier today in the morning. Thanks for that, Pedro.
Yeah. Nice touch too. That of course the gonger had to be neopixels too.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, you're on brand
out there.
On brand.
So check it out. It's on the learning system, and 3D Hangout was earlier today.
Okay.
All right. Let's get there.
All right. Moving right along. GP.
Hey, everybody. So I have been working on building a synthesizer using our DSP-G1 voice chip that we sell in the store. It's a little $20 chip, and it's an analog modeling synthesizer. And so the cool thing about it is that it is set up to read MIDI on one of its pins, and it outputs audio on another. So a pretty simple little circuit. I have this anti-aliasing circuit with a resistor and capacitor on there to make it sound a little less noisy. But otherwise, everything's happening on the chip there. And what I've done is I've thrown a feather into the mix so that I can fire it off with this trellis. And it's a 5-voice paraphonic, so you can make some nice chords with it. I've programmed it to have a bunch of different scales. So this is set up right now, 8 notes as a harmonic minor, but I've got like Mixolydian and Dorian and other scales on there. So you can make it harder to sound bad. And then I've just got one knob on here right now. And since this thing's an analog modeling synthesizer, it models things like low frequency oscillators. And right now I've got this thing mapped to the filter cutoff. So if you listen to me sweep the sound through, so that's removing harmonics or bringing them back in on it. So I'm going to work on this on my live stream tomorrow to make it a bit of a neater package. I have figured out that I can fit pretty much the whole circuit onto the proto area on a M0 proto, but not the M0 Express. So I may put it on a Featherwing. So that's the project I'm going to do tomorrow. And I think I'm going to have 2 trellis boards, so I have a lot more keys to work with. And then maybe in the future, this will evolve into a sequencer or something else. So that's the synth project I'm working on. And stop by tomorrow on my live stream at 4 o'clock Eastern time to check that out.
All right, sweet. Thanks, JP.
Video on YouTube went down.
Oh.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Next up, Aaron.
The video on YouTube feed went down for the show and tell.
No, we're still broadcasting. We're good. Okay, Aaron, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a project that doesn't have a computer in it. That's unusual today. I've been working on making jewelry and playing with my 3D printer. And I made a really cool Adafruit sort of logo pendant on my 3D printer, which is neat. It's really pretty. I'm very happy with it, but it's sort of disappointingly plastic. So I went ahead and made a silicone mold of it, and then I cast it in pewter. So now I have a metal one, which is really cool, and it's heavy, and it's real. So it makes me really happy. I've been playing with a whole bunch of different designs, this kind of thing, and it just a whole bunch of different ones. And just taking anything from a little 3D printed thing and making a little silicone mold of it. And then you can cast it in metal. So I'm working on a tutorial for like all the different steps I used to get it from plastic to metal, and it's just been a lot of fun.
All right, sweet. Thanks for the update. We had a good chat about pewter history here when we showed that
the
off.
Franklin Mint Egyptian chess set.
The King Tut chess set.
Yes, just
All
a very
right.
important bit of history. Okay, next up.
Josh
Josh.
Lipton
Hello,
and
Josh.
Cloud Supply. What is up with you?
Hello. How's it
Hello.
going?
Hello.
Yeah, that wasn't about computers, but that was about pewters. Get it?
True.
That's good.
All right. I'm good. We have an event next month that I think y'all will really enjoy. It's called Teardown. Let me screen share real quick.
You do stuff with Crowd Supply.
Yeah. So I help run Crowd Supply.
This is our favorite website for people to make things and sell.
Yeah, so this is Crowd Supply. It's crowdfunding for cool stuff. We do shipping and stuff like that. But right here, you learn about Teardown. Teardown is our first like big live event here in Portland, Oregon. And it's going to have a bunch of workshops and talks and demos, and we're going to have a puzzle hunt in there. But a lot of the stuff that you recognize, like the Novena will be there, and a new project that just funded called Tomu will be there. That will be like a pretty integral part of Teardown, actually.
You're back on us there, but
yeah,
It's cool. I mean, I like looking at Phil
yes.
and me. And
I like looking at you guys too. There we go. There we go. So Tomu is this little tiny computer that fits inside of a USB port, and we're making thousands of them. It's from Zobs and Mithro are working on it, and we'll have the first batch in time for Teardown. And it will be a part of a bunch of workshops, but also a part of the puzzle hunt and whatnot. So I invite anybody who's interested to take a look. The call for submissions has gone really well. It ended last night, but I haven't taken the page down yet because I'm a procrastinator. But yeah, it's May 11th, 12th, 13th. So would love to see folks there. If you have projects, come bring them, and it'll be like a live show and tell.
yeah. And since we email together often, Josh, drop me a note and we'll put this on the blog in our events.
Yeah, I will. Thanks
Okay.
a lot.
Yay.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Yep.
All
Good to talk to you
right.
guys.
Next,
Hang out.
we're gonna go to Coding Pro.
Hey, Coding Pro. Welcome back.
So I'm adding some, like, the Discord bots can go on forever. You can add as many new features as you want.
Forever.
So I'm working on. I was gonna try to use SQL or SQLite on the bot, but I still don't really get it, and there's not really any good guide. So I'm gonna try to learn it, and maybe I'll make a guide on SQLite. I don't know. And I wanted to show you something that I've been working on for a while. Let me get to the server, and then I can screen share. Okay. Here I am. Okay. So, I added MS Google, which is get Google's results, which is actually taking it. It's like API. It's taking it from the Google website and not just from, like, adding a URL. So I can Google Adafruit, and it will send me different search results. Adafruit Industries.
What's this?
YouTube. That's surprising. It's next. Well, yeah, it's pretty popular. And then Twitter. So you can see the most popular results first. And if I show you the code, let me stop screen share, and then screen share again. It's hard because my Chrome isn't working really fast, so I'm using Safari, which isn't that good. So, but here it is. So I'm trying to use Trello. I'm trying to use it. I don't know. Have you heard of Trello before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to use it for some data storage stuff with maybe suggestions and all that, because I took it down when the bot got more popular on different servers. So I took that suggestions down because it was sending messages to a server feed, and it was like, if I don't want it to be spammed or anything or something bad to happen on it. So I want to add it to Trello, which I have here. I'm not showing you my tokens. I'm hiding them in the secret file. And I added a new help command. I'm trying to give it a new icon for the logo. Oh yeah, and I'm making sure that it doesn't work on bot users. So that's basically all the newest features. I'm going to try to incorporate Trello into it.
Good stuff.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right, next
Well, if you want a sticker, you know where to find us. Okay.
Virtual stickers.
What's up? JMK.
Hey, welcome back, JMK.
Hello. So a while ago, I think I showed the JMK watch, which is the little tiny screen plus smart watch, which uses the tiny screen plus libraries on Arduino to run. So what I'm doing today is, hold on a second. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to, so complicated, connect.
Okay.
Hold on, it's up, allow, about to screen share.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Screen share commencing.
Okay.
Oh, look at it. You gotta watch.
Ooh.
I'm screen sharing from my iPod Touch. Hold on a second. Cast 2, 1. So now we're about to be looking through my iPod Touch.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is to make nothing look weird. There it is. This is the latest program I made.
Oh yeah, there you
That's
go.
cool.
It's your Flappy Watch.
So what it does is it pretends to be like MS-DOS.
That's cool.
Oh.
So it's like a little animation that shows like a pretend MS-DOS launching a Flappy Bird app.
Neat.
This
Yeah.
redesigned version of the original JMK watch. So that's cool. And then also what I've been working on is making this. It's a makey, and it's got a thumb port. So if I put my thumb in it.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's
handy.
cool.
So you don't have to hold it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the buttons are tappable, and I don't have to touch here and then press a button.
All right, good work.
This. Yeah.
It's a good hack.
All right.
Use your tinfoil.
Good work, JMK. If you want a sticker, drop us a note.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna keep
Cool.
going. All right, Isaac is next. It's full house. We're gonna get to everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be quick tonight.
You're motivated.
So I have the guide up for the tilt trumpet. Had a lot of fun making that. And for the next thing I want to do, I've been trying to make a tuner with the Circuit Playground for a while. And the idea is that you could just make a case that clips onto your guitar or something like that, 3D print it, and be really easy. The problem is there's no FFT library for CircuitPython yet. There's the Arduino one. So I'm thinking about trying my first hand at writing a library. I've never done it. I have no idea what it's going to be like, but I'm thinking about just going on a journey and trying it out. So
it's a good idea.
It's a journey. There is, it might be a challenge. I don't want to discourage you from your journey, but it is a challenge to get FFT.
Okay.
It might work great. It might be a little slow, but if you don't, we do have a really good Arduino library that uses the ARM FFT capability. So I always have backup.
I think you should do it.
Okay.
You should go for it.
I will update you guys.
Okay.
Everybody.
Okay. All right.
Sweet. And your guide is live. Yeah, check it out, everybody. We'll chat about it in Ask Engineer. It's a wonderful, detailed guide. Really, one of the nicest guides. Some great animated GIFs.
All right. And we'll send you a sticker if you want.
Yeah, stickers.
Right.
Next up, Igite.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Hey. So my name is Yugatar, and
I forgot you're not French.
it's okay. I get it all the time. So this is my Dark Magician staff that I started. I showed you guys off 2 weeks ago, and I completed it. So here is the fully assembled staff, and it's kind of hard to get in the frame and get it in detail. So all the pieces have been 3D printed and then either glued or acetone welded together. And there's a switch, a charging port, and a button. So turn the switch on, and it lights up. The camera does bad white balance, but like
that
looks good.
That looks great.
Mm-hmm. So my next thing is to do some little bit more cosmetic work to kind of do the small details, and I'm gonna add some different patterns into the swirl so that it has like fade in, fade out, blink, and kind of like a slow swirl. So I'm going to be programming that, and then I'm also going to add some LEDs in the bottom too, so that it lights up in conjunction with the swirl, so it matches better. So,
all right, sweet,
very cool.
Well, great progress.
Email support and keep coming back. You get a sticker an hour later. It's up to you.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. And if everyone keeps it 2 minutes, we can still get to everyone except Pierre. Hello, Pierre. How's it going?
Pierre.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So, hi from midnight in Paris, France.
Oh.
Because I guess with 6 hours lagged. The little thing I wanted to show you tonight on my first visit here was this little thing up there. I'll just turn the light off so you can have a better view at it. It's a very simple project, but hopefully you may like it. It's a portable battery-powered lamp well, rather than explain.
Yeah, we can see it. Color, it's already
stop selling and show. Okay, let me just reduce the light a bit, and then I'll bring it along.
Yep. The LEDs will speak for themselves.
Yeah, so it's on the wall.
Okay.
Turn off the lights. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, it's got like a really cool
color.
shadowy effect, like
it's
a lensing.
It's like a prismy
lensing.
Oh,
and you can twist.
And he's taking it with him.
He took it. Okay.
It's portable.
Right, cool.
I just better show it here. So if you're going into, let's say, a garden to have a drink with friends at night.
Yes.
Then this is the kind of animation that the lamp.
Ah, that's nice.
Can you see that maybe, right?
Yeah, that looks great.
Okay. So it's like wheeling with colors and stuff. I had a first version done with a trinket and a series of neopixels. Sorry, I was looking for the word. But then I received a free CircuitPython Express with my new subscription to Hackspace magazine.
That's right.
Which was neat. And I realized it was the perfect tool for that. What this is actually is a simple cylindrical metal box. It used to contain cashew nuts, I think, or something. Anyway, I pierced. Now that you've seen it, I can turn the light on. Sorry for
That's all good.
all the mess. So I pierced a series of holes like a spiral around the box. And then I just glued a circuit playground at the bottom of it so that the ring of LEDs projects through the holes and draws these nice spiral effects. And you have several modes. You can, when you start it, you have a beep, and you have a few seconds to press one or the other button to select the kind of mode that it does. And what I wanted to show you as well was a nice surprise. I don't know if you can see the colors on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
This was done with your deep painting inkjet paper.
Oh.
It was the one that was showcased by
Yeah, the hydro dipping. That's a good
Pedro and Neo, and it was astounding. Really, the thing just came out like this.
It came out great.
Straight out of the bath.
Yeah.
It's like magic. My daughter was here, and now she wants to drip paint everything she has, every toy she has. She wants to drip paint.
I like that it looks as interesting, as impressive when there's no light going through it as when there's light going through it. That was a nice touch.
That's yeah. I wanted it to be not too ugly during the daylight, and not to remind too much of the cashew nut box, which is what it was made.
All right, well, great work. Email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you an as seen on the show and tell sticker. You can hydro dip paint that too. All right, so we can still get to the last two folks. We're going to go to Dan, and then we'll wrap up with Roberto. Okay, Dan.
Okay, I just want to tell you something. An upcoming feature in CircuitPython 3.0 that I've just been working on this week is multimedia keys. So if you looked at some keyboards have stuff at the top that's like play, pause, volume up and down and stuff. And those are actually not regular keyboard keys. They're actually a completely different device. So we can't do them with the current keyboard support that's in CircuitPython. But in CircuitPython 3.0, we're going to have multimedia keys. So I've added that, and I just set up a simple demo here. There's a circuit playground, and I've got a clip lead to use as instead of a bunch of buttons. So if I start, let me do screen share here. And then I'll do Spotify over here, which you can see it has controls on it. So if I do, for instance, see, I play music, you can pause music, and maybe you can't see that. I can make the volume go up and down.
Yeah, go down. Yeah, go down.
And I can skip tracks. Forward and back. It's not, there we go. You see how it's changing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So all that. All right, I better stop it again.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what, right. So we're going to, so I'm getting copyright trouble. So that will be available in CircuitPython 3.0. And we also hope to have some kind of joystick or gamepad support in a generic way for the games that you want to do later. So all upcoming, you'll see it.
All sneak peek.
You can try it now if you try the alpha version of CircuitPython 3.0.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Dan.
All right, Roberto.
Play us out. Unmute your mic.
Unmute your mic, and you're coming in at like 1 frame per sec, so you might have to just hold up your projects.
Okay, guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're coming in.
But you're really...
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear...
I think
I couldn't hear the last guy very well.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you have some internet.
If y'all can just give me a visual on if you can hear me, or I'll just do maker charades.
Yeah, I would do maker charades, but hold it still.
Hold up your thing.
Okay. Okay, now I can hear you. Okay, so do y'all know what Orbeez are?
I will.
Okay, Orbeez are made for the agricultural industry to keep moisture in the soil, but kids have come to like them a lot as well. And this is how we keep ours, like for play. But if you keep it in this container for any length of time, like more than a day, it starts to get real yucky. And by yucky, I mean there's stuff starts growing in there, and And my kid likes to be real hands-on with it and dip his face in there. So my solution to that was to create an Orbeez pool that has 2 pumps, one to move the water up so that it gets filtered and contained in a side filter, and then another pump that's moving all the Orbeez around. And so if I can screen share this, I'm just going to show you what it looks like outside. So yeah, it's this one.
The Orbeez wading pool.
Yeah, it's an Orbeez wading pool pretty much. So this is how I clean them. And on the left-hand side is that cleaning tank that holds all the yuck, right? Because yuck is heavier than water. And right here is where it comes back out. And, you know, it's hopefully just cleaner water. So to get this going, I needed a pretty big pump to move the water and to not get clogged up with Orbeez. And I'll stop screen sharing and show you what I needed to do.
Seems like you're space farming.
I don't. Yeah. So I modeled this in OpenSCAD, 3D printed it, and it attached it to the filter so that it could keep, you know, have a lot of surface area. But it had a catastrophic failure in that the walls were too thin. And so I woke up the next morning and it was collapsed on itself. So the next iteration I made was pretty much the same thing, but the walls are 2 millimeters thicker. And this worked okay. It didn't collapse on itself, but it did suffer from a total clog. And luckily I caught it before the motor burnt out on the water pump. And the next iteration, I made it even bigger. So like this is the pump on top, and there's the filter on the bottom. And this was the original. So I made it twice as big, and it came out all right. You know, it was working, and it still suffers from clog. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting like a snorkel right here so that when it finally does reach a clogging point, that it'll suck air out of the top and hopefully dislodge the Orbeez that are stuck in there. So that was the first project. The second project.
We have to get going. Do you want to show the second project next week?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, we got to do the show.
No, I understand. No problem.
Good. And then of course, I looked up Orbeez. They're super sort of polymers that absorb 100 times their volume in water, but parents know them as the beads inside diapers. That's right. Orbeez are basically just colorful diaper beads.
Yeah, exactly, sir. Give me one moment, and I'll do my quick. I just want to show that it starts. I started a Quattro engrave, kind of like Octoprint, but only half as good. And I think I took too long. I can't find my mouse. All right, so what it does is it's a web-enabled engraver. I don't know if you can tell, but it started on the right-hand side. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Come back next week.
Come back next week.
Your glasses are cool. They appeared like magically.
Keep,
awesome.
keep those Orbeez jiggling.
Keep them Orbeez.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be on Ask an Engineer in a couple minutes. And thank you to all participants in Show and Tell. We're here every week, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m.
Massive show.
Thanks,
Thank you,
folks.
everybody.